Everyone, today on Good Morning Maine, lawmakers are considering a constitutional amendment that would protect abortion rights here in Maine. Plus, we'll also see how one coastal business is struggling to get back to work following the devastating storms. And some local farms are teaming up with some Bangor businesses to put on a special pop-up dinner later on this week. It's a 4-course meal and it sounds wonderful. We'll tell you all about it coming up. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Emma Smith is off today. She'll be back later on this week following a much-deserved vacation. We hope she's having a good time. Good thing she's out of the state, too, today because it looks like a snowstorm is moving into the area. Some people will welcome that. It looks like we could pick up a half a foot of snow here in the Bangor area, maybe a little less. Some areas of the state could get even more than that. For more on what we can expect and when it will start, let's turn things over to Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Tuesday. This is what we have our eye on right now. We have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories that are both posted through Wednesday morning at around 1 a.m. because of significant snow accumulations possible. Further off towards the north, some areas could see up to a foot of snow before we're all finished up. Closer toward the Bangor area, a little bit less, around 3 to 6 inches of snow possible, and lesser totals further down to the south where the winter weather advisory is posted. Meanwhile, though, we do have clouds that are developing this morning. We will be watching for the snow chances to move in during the afternoon period. Perhaps late morning for a few of you, but mainly during the afternoon period for that to develop. Not a whole lot moving in, at least at this point, but there is a system right here tracking from the southwest going to the north and east. It's hitting Boston and parts of New York, and it's heading right toward us. We'll have our turn for some snow coming up later on today. So futurecast moving forward, especially during the afternoon period, the snow will be moving in, perhaps switching over to a little bit of rain and a little bit of a wintry mix for a short period of time for the southern parts of the state. But notice though, it moves out of here quickly. By early Wednesday morning, it's gone and the clouds begin to break up as well. As for the winds, not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today, but it picks up tonight with sustained winds at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 25 to even 30 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. So for today, lower 30s, some widespread snow expected. 3 to 6 inches of snow overall could fall. The northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, here we go, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind gusting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. The snow gets going during the afternoon. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you, Devin. We'll see you then. Meanwhile, fire crews from several communities have spent the early morning hours battling a fire up in Chester. There aren't many details other than it was reported as a building fire on the South Chester Road around 3:30 this morning. Officials say they were able to talk with the homeowner and everyone made it out safely. At last report, firefighters were digging out remaining hot spots. That was around 6 o'clock this morning. Still too early to say what started the fire. We do have a crew that went to the scene in Chester, and we'll have much more information on the fire as soon as it becomes available, certainly by tonight at 6 o'clock on ABC 7 News. Well, it turns out a barking dog helped save some people when flames erupted inside a home in Fairfield. Crews were called to the scene at 120 Gagnon Road around 1 o'clock Sunday morning. One of the people displaced by the fire says they were lucky to get out.
I was actually asleep at the time, and there was a friend of mine that was here. She'd been staying here, and the dog barked, and the dog woke her up, and she noticed there was smoke, and so she yelled and screamed at me to get up, and we got everybody out of the house that was here.
Cause of the fire is currently under investigation, but Morrell says he thinks it started up in the attic.
It was coming out the eave of the house, so I'm assuming that it started in the attic, is all I know.
Morrell says the second and third floors of the home were affected by fire and water damage. He says he's now waiting for word about what kind of assistance is available to him and the others. Well, the Attorney General's office is now investigating a police-involved shooting in the town of Naples. Authorities say an intoxicated and belligerent man was shot by a deputy on Sunday after he fired shots at police. It all started when police were called to a home on Horace Files Road around 11:15 Sunday night. They say 36-year-old Eric Sweda told them to leave when they got there, and then he fired multiple shots before going back inside. A standoff got underway, and officials say Sweda was shot when he exited the home and fired more shots. He's now being treated for non-life-threatening injuries, and the Attorney General's office is investigating, as it always does in any police-involved shootings. Down in Augusta, a bill that would expand abortion rights and enshrine them in the Maine Constitution is now making its way through the legislature. Our Augusta reporter, Corey Bichard, hears from people on both sides of the issue who are urging others to speak up as well.
The top of our priority list right now is LD 780, which is a constitutional amendment to protect reproductive autonomy.
LD 780 is titled Resolution Proposing an Amendment to the Constitution of Maine to Protect Personal Reproductive Autonomy. Lisa Margulies is the Vice President of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood of Northern New England. She says it's important to pass this bill, while Mike McClellan, the Policy Director for Christian Civic League of Maine, says if passed, it would make it almost impossible to make changes to the law.
And that's what would happen, folks. If you put this in the Constitution, there's very little leverage for those of us that support life.
So it's more important than ever that our state constitution is crystal clear. And this amendment would make it explicit that our state constitution protects reproductive autonomy.
Last year, the Maine legislature passed LD 1619, which made it the public policy of the state to not restrict a pregnant person's decision to have an abortion before or after viability, with the professional judgment of a licensed physician.
Who could have suspected after last year when the abortion lobby came forward and said this is a necessary bill, LD 1619, for medical reasons, that we have to protect mothers who are at risk, to now just turn 180 degrees and say, no, we need to have abortion on demand always and forever.
In order for a constitutional amendment to be adopted, it would need to receive more than 2/3 approval in both the Maine House and Senate, as well as pass a voter referendum at the ballot box.
In every election where voters have had the opportunity to weigh in on this issue, from Montana to Ohio to Kansas, red and blue states post-Dobbs, they voted to protect and enshrine rights.
Last year, when LD 1619 had its public hearing, a large number of people turned out to voice their opposition to the bill. McClellan says he is not sure what their numbers will look like this time around.
This time, we basically have 2 weeks' notice.
The public hearing for LD 780 is scheduled for Monday, January 22nd. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The battle for ownership of a historic airplane hangar in Aroostook County begins today in Augusta. The arch hangar at the former Loring Air Base was built between 1947 and 1949 and was described as an engineering marvel at the time. Currently, the only other arch hangar still standing is located at Ellsworth Air Force Base in Rapid City, South Dakota. Recent efforts to redevelop the base have been seen many of the buildings sold from the state-funded Loring Development Authority to a private development company called Green for Maine. There is a public hearing scheduled in Augusta for a bill that seeks to transfer ownership of the arch hangar to the Loring Air Museum, which has operated on the base since 2005 and has worked to preserve the building. The sale to the museum would prevent it from being altered from its historic state.
Feel like a brand new Air Force or airport or space thing that they're thinking, or whatever they're thinking, is going to use a 70-year-old building. And I feel like my thought is when they obtain it, they're going to implode it, they're going to destroy it. And I would hate to see that happen. And the idea is to save it and use it and bring back people to this area, because they eat here, they sleep in our hotels, they buy things. They not only support the museum, they support locally, golf courses, bowling alleys, you name it. And I feel like people are not seeing that. Last year, 8,000 people flocked to see that B-52. What would it be like if one were really here all the time?
Well, that hearing is scheduled for 1 o'clock today at the State House in Augusta, and we will have more on the bill coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. A Portland man is now charged with murder. Just before 1 o'clock on Friday, police responded to a report of an assault at the YMCA on Forest Avenue. Officers found 60-year-old David Hanauer unconscious and suffering from serious injuries. He later died at Maine Medical Center on Saturday afternoon. The medical examiner ruled Hanauer's death a homicide. YMCA says Hanauer was a member of its dormitory program there. 49-year-old Robert Lancaster had been in jail since the incident on Friday and was charged with aggravated assault. He's now facing an additional charge of murder and is being held without bail. Excuse me. Police are asking witnesses to come forward in the case. One person is facing charges after a crash in Millinocket on Sunday. Police were called to Central Street around 8:30 Sunday morning for a two-vehicle crash, resulting in heavy damage, as you can see there. Occupants of both vehicles sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Police say 42-year-old Rachel Jacobs of Millinocket was driving a Jeep Cherokee and crossed the center line. She reportedly struck a pickup truck driven by a 76-year-old man from Aroostook County. Police say they believe Jacobs was under the influence of drugs at the time of the crash. She has been charged with operating under the influence. And police are investigating an act of vandalism at Congressman Jared Golden's Bangor office. According to Bangor Police Department, they received reports yesterday that the exterior of the building on State Street in downtown was defaced. The words "Ceasefire Now" were written in bright red spray paint on the windows. This comes after protesters calling for a ceasefire in Gaza were arrested this past November while staging a sit-in at Golden's office. Nobody from the congressman's office was available to comment on the incident yesterday. It was closed because of the holiday. The Bangor Police Department says this is still an active investigation. All right, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a special breakfast to honor the life of Martin Luther King Jr. And we'll also travel to Bernard, where a longtime business is struggling to recover after the pair of powerful storms hit the coast. But first, another check of today's forecast. Widespread snow will be breaking out as the day rolls along. The highs today will be around 31 degrees. Snow and freezing rain continuing overnight with lows dropping down to around 15. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny and breezy day with highs near 24.
Create the perfect spaces in your home for 2024 at the Furniture Gallery. Entertain in style this year with a new dining set. Have room for everyone on movie nights with a big sectional and extra seating. Feel more rested with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar. Celebrate the new year with unbeatable values during our New Year blowout sale. Save up to 60% on clearance items here at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. Happy New Year from our family to yours. The Furniture Gallery, in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will become the undisputed leader of a ginormous pack of dogs. Rescue dogs, to be exact. A second act made possible by the career reskilling courses Lisa's already taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does, so she can finally run with the big dogs and the small dogs who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
The highly capable family of Hyundai SUVs. Lease an all-wheel drive 2024 Kona for $229 a month or Tucson for $239 a month. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Happy New Year, everyone! High five. Let's start this year with a bang. Coming in hot.
Way to do it. Applause to you. Boom. You know you're Drew Barrymore, right?
Oh, yeah. We're built for this.
Drew, weekdays at 11 on Fox 22.
With last week's treacherous storms now come and gone, areas of Mount Desert Island are beginning the process of repairing the damage, including at FDW Thurston's in Bernard. Our Doug Banks has the story.
Since the mid-20th century, Thurston's has been supplying bait and fuel to local lobstermen. On Monday, they work to keep that tradition alive.
Back to normal will probably be several months, but we'll be operational probably within a day or so.
Overlooking Bass Harbor, their seasonal restaurant was hit by the storm as well. Just how much damage occurred, LaPointe says is really hard to grasp.
We have 93 pilings that got displaced, multiple headers, and a lot of the infrastructure for the whole facility, electrical, water, and communications got sprayed with water systems in our utility room.
Despite a week of storms that rocked Maine's coastline, this 78-year-old tradition called Thurston's moves ahead, hopefully, towards calmer waters.
Everybody's just trying to chip in and try to get everything back together, and the weather's good, so you try to do it while you can.
In Bernard, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Similar efforts are playing out all up and down the coast this week. Well, meanwhile, a century-old theater in the Mid-Coast is hosting a crucial event for a local food pantry. Fill the Strand is AIO Food and Energy Assistance's largest fundraising event of the year, and it comes at the most critical time after the holidays. The goal is to fill every seat in the Strand Theater with a bag of food to be given to a family in need. Monetary donations are also accepted. AIO is the largest food pantry in Knox County, and they actually support other pantries as well. AIO says they see about 500 families a week in need who are struggling to pay for food and heating.
An awful lot of food. Fill the Strand is a major event for us, which will support our operations for somewhere between 1 and 2 months. So it's certainly a huge boost that gets us through the winter.
Well, meanwhile, the Strand celebrated their centennial last year and is now moving into their second century of operation. And the theater house manager says this is one of their most important community events.
We have a major income disparities in this community. There are many people who, never mind not being able to afford a movie ticket, they can't afford a good meal. And we find that partnering with AIO on this is a really good use of the facilities that we have available.
McLeod expressed thanks to everyone in the Rockland community for coming out and helping to fill the seats behind her with much needed donations. If you'd like to donate online, you can go to AIOfoodpantry.org. For a $25 donation, you can also fill a seat. You can donate to Fill the Strand through the end of the week, and you can also find a link to this story on our website at foxbangor.com. Well, the nation celebrated the life and works of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. yesterday on his birthday. For decades, the Greater Bangor Area branch of the NAACP has honored Dr. King's life and legacy with an annual breakfast celebration held at the University of Maine. And after multiple years of not being able to gather in person, the celebration was once again held on the UMaine campus yesterday. Our Grace Blanchard was also there.
If not now, when?
A powerful message as many reflect on the lasting impact of civil rights legend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this holiday.
Celebrated Dr. King's life and legacy, which is exactly what we wanted to do, and we celebrated the cause of civil rights in Maine.
Dozens of community members gathered at the Wells Conference Center in Orono for an annual MLK breakfast celebration hosted by the Greater Bangor Area Branch NAACP and the University of Maine's Raymond H. Fogler Library.
59 years since the Reverend Dr. King started his work.
Guests heard a powerful keynote speech from Dr. Judith Josiah Martin, a prominent educator and social worker who called on people to reflect on the social injustices lingering in our society.
Social justice is not something I check off. I did my due diligence. I did my duty today for Dr. King.
Dr. King was a trailblazer for social activism, and Dr. Josiah Martin says it's important we continue to share his values with the next generation.
One of the mistakes that we make is thinking that social justice, equity, and diversity and inclusion is about adults. But actually, to change the paradigm, we need to get the kids on board.
The NAACP says they hope to continue this tradition for many years to come.
We need to know that there's a community of people who care about justice, who act in the cause of justice, and who love each other.
In Orono, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And the time now is 8:19. Coming up after the break, some severe weather is bringing treacherous conditions to several other states this morning, and it's all heading this way. We'll tell you what to expect. Plus, it's no surprise that former President Trump won the Iowa caucuses, but second place was much closer than expected. All the results as Good Morning Maine continues.
Exciting news. US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen. And action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man. It's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
New and current customers can get the iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. Get the gift of connection at US Cellular.
Welcome
Welcome to the Orono Arcade, your local, affordable destination. We want to provide you with the best experience we can without costing a small fortune. Our ever-popular 9-hole blacklight mini golf course is a huge attraction. Plus, we have the best arcade video games to choose from, including both modern and retro games. We have weeknight specials consisting of... We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
She's the apple of his eye.
Ta-da! What do you think?
You look beautiful. And you're grounded.
She may be a tomboy.
You're so lucky you get to be in junior G.I. Joes. And you're lucky I don't want to get blood on my uniform.
But she's still Daddy's little girl. Sit down, I want to talk to you for a minute.
This isn't a sex talk, is it? Because I already know more than I'd like to.
Learn all about Eve.
Am I supposed to understand what you mean by that?
On Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. This morning, snow from Washington, D.C. to New York and Boston and across the Midwest as far as south as Texas. Brutal and life-threatening cold weather. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, the brutal blast of winter weather is expanding, putting an end to the snow drought in New York City. The Big Apple could see 3 inches of snow, the first measurable amount for the area in nearly 2 years. In Washington, D.C., federal offices are closed today with 6 inches possible there. In the Midwest, wind chills could drop as low as 45 degrees below zero this morning. Even as far south as Brownsville, Texas, it could feel like 10 below zero. The company managing the power grid in Texas has requested people conserve electricity between 6 and 9 a.m. today. Across the South, drivers were struggling to stay on the road in snow, sleet, and ice. The conditions are keeping more than 1 million students home today. Schools from Chicago and Detroit to Denver, Dallas, and Houston are closed. Meanwhile, 4 college students in Kentucky were rescued after getting stranded in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Officials say the students were camping and had underestimated the conditions. And authorities in Wyoming say a skier has died in an avalanche, the 3rd avalanche death just this month in the U.S. Experts say conditions are ripe for dangerous snowslides across the West.
Climate change is impacting avalanche cycles. Exactly how it's impacting them or what we're going to see in the future, that's much less clear.
Parts of New England could also see 6 inches of snow today. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, as he said, it's heading this way. Later on today, the snow will begin falling here in the Bangor area. We could pick up maybe a half a foot, maybe a little bit less. Some areas up in northern Maine could get closer to a foot, maybe around 9 or 10 inches or so. The guy that knows all the answers is Devin Biggs. Let's hear from him.
All right, let's get into things here. A winter storm warning along with a winter weather advisory are both posted until about 1 a.m. As we head towards Wednesday, we also have a small crowd advisory along the coastal because of active surf that will be common moving forward. Here's the wave heights right now overall at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys, so we're not bad just yet, but the system will be moving in later on today and especially into tonight, and that will be giving us the opportunity for a little bit more active surf moving forward. Now, let's take a look at the clouds right now, tracking in from the southwest and going toward the north and east. Some weak waves of moisture moving in, but we're going to be watching for even more moving in as we move forward later on today and the parts of tonight as well. But let's zoom things out right now and give you the bigger picture, though. Here's the low pressure center right about in here, tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east, hitting parts of Washington, New York, even Boston as well. We'll have our return for a little bit of moisture moving in later on this afternoon, mainly as snow, but a little bit of wintry mix could occur as well. Futurecast, alrighty, so later this afternoon at around 1 to 2 o'clock or so we'll be watching for the snow moving in from southwest to north and east. Further off towards the west, we'll be moving in just a little bit earlier. It will last mainly through the afternoon period. There's a switch over to a little bit of a wintry mix for a short amount of time. Mainly rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow could occur in the down east parts of the state. Most of us will stay as snow through parts of later this evening. But notice though, after midnight, this gets out of here pretty quickly and the clouds are gone. As we head towards Wednesday morning, we'll see a lot of sunshine throughout the day on Wednesday and some more clouds on the way as we head towards Wednesday night and parts of early Thursday morning as well. So this system will be a fast mover. As for snow accumulations, here we go. Roughly at around 3 to 6 inches of snow near the Bangor area before we're all finished up. Further off towards the north, though, even more, maybe a range of 6 to maybe up to 12 inches in some areas further off towards the north before we're all finished up. And lesser totals, maybe 2 to 4 inches in a few areas before we're all finished up there. Otherwise, though, some gusty winds to watch out for. Not so much today, but later on tonight, they'll be watching for gusty winds increasing to around 15 to even 25 miles per hour at times. Maybe a few gusts tomorrow, even reaching close to 30 miles per hour at times. So overall for today, widespread snow, 3 to 6 inches could occur. Highs in the low 30s, and northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And a few spots, normal rain could occur as well for a short time. Middle 20s, mostly sunny and breezy out there for tomorrow. And that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast. So partly cloudy for the day on Thursday with highs in the lower 20s. By Friday, we're partly cloudy again. Highs in the upper teens, and the upper teens again Saturday with a mostly cloudy sky.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
I'll go naked. I bet you will.
The fun in a game of words.
Flip-flop. Cougar. Little Caesars.
Sounds like a Tuesday for me.
Is choosing wisely.
I hope they know what it is, because we gotta take it. Want to try to win this thing, so I'll take Noogie.
25 words or less.
Knuckle head rub.
Noogie, you won the game, guys!
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. In a strong start for the Republican presidential nomination, former President Trump wins big in Iowa. His projected victory coming just 30 minutes after the caucuses began. Ron DeSantis clinching second place, just barely edging out Nikki Haley, who has now won third. And now entrance polls are telling us more about what voters think of the candidates. ABC's M. Wynn has more.
In Iowa, a resounding win for Donald Trump, who smashed a record for his wide margin of victory. The former president with a projected win after just 30 minutes, receiving more than 51% of the vote, tightening his grip on the 2024 Republican presidential nomination.
What a turnout, what a crowd. And I really think this is time now for everybody, our country, to come together.
Governor Ron DeSantis finishing in a distant second with about 21% of the vote after rallying in all 99 counties. DeSantis sounding triumphant for edging Haley in the GOP contest for second.
Because of your support, in spite of all of that they threw at us,
everyone against us, we've got our ticket punched out of Iowa.
Behind DeSantis by just 2%, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, who called her third-place finish a testament to the momentum she's been gaining.
I can safely say, tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
And despite the bitter sub-zero temperatures, entrance polls show who turned out to support Trump in the state. One question asking, do you think that Joe Biden legitimately won the presidency in 2020? 66% saying no.
Quite overwhelmingly, 2/3 believing something that is flatly untrue. This is Trump's party. They believe what he says.
Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy announced he's dropping out of the race and backing Trump. President Joe Biden fundraising off of Trump's victory in Iowa, saying this election was always going to be you and me versus extreme MAGA Republicans. Candidates now have their sights set on New Hampshire's primary just 1 week away. A recent poll shows Nikki Haley within striking distance of Trump there. Em Wynn, ABC News, Des Moines, Iowa.
As Israel marks 100 days of conflict with Hamas, the heads of 3 major UN agencies warn that Gaza is now facing a humanitarian crisis that is unprecedented. Fox's Alex Hogan with that story.
After 101 days, there's still intense fighting between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli military is vowing to keep pressing its offensive as the death toll rises on both sides. The main focus at this point in central Gaza, with Israeli forces saying that they're working to clear the city of Khan Yunis, while also desperately searching for the more than 100 hostages still being held by Hamas.
Every minute is critically significant, and we work with every opportunity and way to bring them back.
But time could soon be running out. On Sunday, Hamas released a video showing 3 Israeli captives with a caption reading, "Tomorrow we will inform you of their fate." And on Monday, a new video appeared to show at least 2 of those hostages have been killed, while the third pleads for help. Meanwhile, the UN issued a new warning saying that Gaza is now suffering from a humanitarian crisis unprecedented in modern times. One of the biggest problems, a lack of food and water, leading to widespread famine.
Everyone in Gaza is hungry. We're exploring all possible solutions, but none are sufficient in the face of obstacles.
The WHO also weighing in, saying civilians are dying in big numbers because they lack basic supplies like ointment to treat burns and bandages to keep wounds clean.
The health system is on the edge of the abyss, desperately trying with all its might to maintain functionality.
Right now, the UN claims that only about 1/4 of trucks are reaching their destinations because they're being held at the border by Israel. In Tel Aviv, Israel, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Now we turn now to the escalating tensions in the Middle East after Iran launched deadly missile strikes inside Iraq near the U.S. consulate. The strikes are raising concerns that Iran is getting more aggressive in the region. Derek Dennis has more.
This morning, explosions in the city of Erbil, Iraq, after neighboring Iran launched ballistic missiles claiming to target the local headquarters of Israel's intelligence agency. At least 4 civilians were reportedly killed, some blasts near the U.S. consulate. Others also reported in Syria. All of this raising concern about a wider spillover of violence across the region stemming from the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
We've done everything we can to deter this. But it obviously did not work, and the choice was up to Iran. So I do think Iran will likely amp up it through its proxies, of course.
Mick Mulroy, former Deputy Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, sounded the alarm last week over what Iran might do after the U.S. launched a series of attacks on Iranian-backed rebels in Yemen who've been targeting commercial ships, angry over the violence in Gaza. The U.S. State Department overnight condemned the new attacks in Iraq, saying, "We oppose Iran's reckless missile strikes, which undermine Iraq's stability." But Iran's Revolutionary Guards today threatened more revenge, citing what it calls recent atrocities by Israel. Iraq's government is holding a security meeting today to go over Iran's non-compliance with the security deal between the two countries. And here in the U.S., Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is now out of the hospital after prostate cancer treatment, just in time to face this new escalation. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
And the danger appears to be dying down in Iceland following the eruption of a volcano. A volcano erupted in the southwest corner of Iceland for the second time in a month, prompting evacuations. No lives are in danger, but the lava flow has flowed into the fishing town of Grindavik and has destroyed some homes there. Officials say the volcano is significantly less active today, but they say new fissures could open up without any warning. It's difficult to say how long that eruption will last. All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, we'll tell you about an upcoming dinner in Bangor that will feature fresh food and a 4-course meal. And it's all thanks to a partnership between local farms and downtown businesses. That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Before the podcasts, before the documentaries, there was America's Most Wanted. The show that brought true crime to TV is back with a man who started it all.
I'm John Walsh, host of America's Most Wanted. We're more connected than ever, and you can help solve cases like never before. And this time, I'm bringing in my son Callahan to help.
America's Most Wanted premieres January 22nd on Fox.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, folks. Well, today is Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. It's also International Hot and Spicy Food Day, so go have some nice hot and spicy food. It's also Fig Newton Day, if you prefer those. All right, on this day in history back in 27 BC, going way back now, Caesar Augustus was declared the first emperor of Rome, creating the Roman Empire. In 1865, Union Major General William Sherman decreed that 400,000 acres in the South should be divided into 40-acre lots and given to former slaves. That order was later revoked by President Johnson and is believed to have been the inspiration for the expression 40 acres and a mule. In 1920, Prohibition began in the U.S. as the 18th Amendment went into effect 1 year after it was ratified. It, of course, was later repealed by the 21st Amendment. In 1962, filming began on the first James Bond movie called Dr. No. It had a budget of just over $1 million and then went on to gross more than $59 million at the box office. In 1969, the Beatles released their album, The Yellow Submarine. In 1974, author Peter Benchley published his novel Jaws, making beachgoers everywhere a little weary of going back in the water. I'm still a little afraid of sharks to this day because of that movie. In 2003, the Space Shuttle Columbia blasted off for what turned out to be its final mission. That mission ended in tragedy on February 1st when the shuttle broke up while returning from space, killing all 7 crew members. On a brighter note now, staying in space, in 2016, astronaut Scott Kelly tweeted a photo of the first flower ever grown in space. The plant was grown in NASA's Veggie Plant Growth System using LED lights, and that is a photo of the first flower ever grown in space. Very pretty, too. All right, today's birthdays include country singer Ronnie Milsap, who turns 80 years old today. Actress Debbie Allen turns 74, and actor-director Lin-Manuel Miranda, who made it big in Hamilton, turns 44 years old today. Happy birthday to all of them. Well, if they were in Maine today, they probably want to wear their snow boots because the storm will be rolling in later on today, bringing lots of fresh snow. Depending on where you are, you could pick up quite a bit of snow. Here in the Bangor area, maybe a half a foot or less. Let's check back in with Devin for all the latest.
Alrighty, happy Tuesday. This is what we have our eye on right now. We have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories that are both posted through Wednesday morning at around 1 a.m. because of significant snow accumulations possible. Further off towards the north, some areas could see up to a foot of snow before we're all finished up. Closer toward the Bangor area, a little bit less, around 3 to 6 inches of snow possible, and lesser totals further down to the south where the winter weather advisory is posted. Meanwhile, though, we do have clouds that are developing this morning. We will be watching for the snow chances to move in during the afternoon period. Perhaps late morning for a few of you, but mainly during the afternoon period for that to develop. Not a whole lot moving in, at least at this point, but there is a system right here tracking in from the southwest going to the north and east. It's hitting Boston and parts of New York, and it's heading right toward us. We'll have our turn for some snow coming up later on today. So futurecast moving forward, especially during the afternoon period, the snow will be moving in, perhaps switching over to a little bit of rain and a little bit of a wintry mix for a short period of time for the southern parts of the state. But notice though, it moves out of here quickly. By early Wednesday morning, it's gone and the clouds begin to break up as well. As for the winds, not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today, but it picks up tonight with sustained winds at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 25 to even 30 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. So for today, lower 30s, some widespread snow expected. 3 to 6 inches of snow overall could fall. The northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, here we go, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind gusting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, our hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. The snow gets going during the afternoon. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thanks, Devin. We'll look forward to that. Well, meanwhile, area farms and businesses are teaming up for a farm-to-table pop-up dinner happening in the Queen City later on this week. This 4-course meal will showcase meat and produce grown right here in Maine. And as Jody Hersey tells us, it's all taking place within the walls of the historic Phoenix Inn in downtown Bangor.
We've been doing a lot with a little with our farm dinners, and this is an awesome step up for us.
Andrew Toothacker, owner of Hart Farm in Holden, has been offering farm-to-table pop-up dinners since purchasing his property in 2019. Now he's ready to offer that experience to the city.
Yeah, we grow about 50 different kinds of vegetables, and then we also are a farrow-to-finish, pasture-raised hog producer.
Toothacker will be using his farm's produce and meat alongside products from the Drunken Beekeeper in Montville to offer a 4-course meal with drink pairings from Chimera Coffee.
Well, it's January, so it's dry January. Let's do mocktails. There's a growing trend of places building their mocktail list. I've personally been in the restaurant food industry for over 20 years now, and I've helped out with different pop-up restaurants, so it's something that I really enjoy. We don't see a lot of pop-ups happening down here.
This pop-up dinner will take place on Sunday, January 21st, on the ground floor of the Phoenix Inn located next door to Chimera Coffee on Broad Street in Bangor. Tickets are $90 each and can be purchased at heartfarmmaine.com. Toothacker and Johnson say they are thrilled to be collaborating on an event that is sure to be an experience unlike any other.
I would encourage people all around Maine to get behind their local farmers. The revitalization of local food production has a ton of benefits across the board for Mainers.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And when we come back, all the day's sports news and a look at the Emmy Awards. Don't go away.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
You know what today is? It's Tuesday. But no matter what day of the week, Lowry & Associates is your go-to law firm. If you've been hurt, call us right now.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Bob's Discount Furniture is doubling down on new with my signature mattress. Temperature regulating threads. Bobapedic memory foam for pressure relief in 3 feels. When you can have a new year for less, there's only one thing to say.
Oh, my Bob!
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Tuesdays, guess what time it is?
It's time to play Name That Tune.
Jeff Ross, Kevin Nealon, Lisa Loeb, Todd Gurley, Debbie Gibson, Steve-O, Belinda Carlisle, Mel C.
If that really is your real name.
Big names.
I feel good about this one.
Go head to head.
Whoa!
And you can watch anytime.
I can name that tune in one note.
Name that tune.
Is that Radio Gaga? That is correct.
Celebrity Pack Name That Tune. Only Tuesdays on Fox. And stream anytime on Hulu.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Welcome to the floor.
Don't miss your next television obsession.
Ex-Benedict.
Bulldog, kayak. Let's light it up.
The Floor, only tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start with some football. Over the weekend, the winner of the James J. Fitzpatrick Trophy for the state's best senior high school football player was announced, and that winner will be playing in Orono this fall. Leavitt quarterback and Maine football commit Noah Carpenter is the winner of this year's Fitzpatrick Trophy. As the starting quarterback for the Hornets, Carpenter led his squad to a 29-1 overall record with 2 state championships. This past year, he threw for over 1,800 yards and 21 touchdowns, while also rushing for over 1,300 yards and 23 scores. Pretty crazy numbers there. Carpenter is the back-to-back Gatorade Player of the Year winner and says winning this award is a huge honor.
You know, it's truly a blessing and an honor just to know the history of this trophy and, you know, to know the people who have received the trophy in previous years and just to be even a part of those finalists and semifinalists is just a huge blessing.
All right, looking forward to see what he can do up in Orono. Let's go to some basketball now. Some day games in the area on Monday for our high school teams. Let's check out a few girls matchups starting over in Hamden. The Bangor Rams looking to get right on the road, taking on the Class A Broncos. It's a packed stable for this one this afternoon. First quarter, Avery Clark with it over to Delaney Hoare. She skips it over to Emily Adams, who gets inside and gets the bucket through the foul. Tough move right there. On the other end, for the Broncos, it's Lucy Wiles, hesitates and then turns on the Jets, gets to the cup for the tough floater through the D. Nice move right there. Clara Oldenburg now over to Mimi Quinn. Nice touch pass immediately over to Adams, who sinks the mid-range jumper. Nice ball movement there from the Rams. Second quarter, it's Wiles again. Look at this crossover, gives her some space for the scoop shot off the glass. That is tough right there. But the Rams were in control of this one. Adams with a steal, finds Quinn. She is going to get the shooter's roll. Rams win it 47-34. All right, going across the river now into Brewer, where the Witches are playing host to the Coney Rams. We're going to pick this one up at the end of the first. Allie Flagg has it. Nice crossover, gets her to the baseline. She gets in close and knocks it in for 2. Coney now running the break. Macy Freeman has it. A long pass down court to Morgan Cunningham. Nice hesitation move from her to get to the bucket and bank that one home. Here come those Rams again. Freeman, another long pass. This one to Callie Barajas. Nice entry to Abby Morrill, who connects 4-2. Rams up after 1. Witches fighting back in the second. Flagg swings it over to Abby Flagg. She can't hit the 3, but Jillian Ford pulls it down, gets the second chance bucket to go. Nice move from the sophomore. Everything was coming up Coney on Monday, though. Cunningham with the handoff to Morgan Fitchthorne. She gets inside and finishes and 1. Coney wins 55-38. All right, time for some other scores from around the area. Presque Isle boys beat Bucksport 65-64. Coney boys beat Brewer 75-67. Skank girls win 51-27. And Orono boys get right. They win 77-45 over Holton. All right, let's move on to some hockey now. Bruins in action in a Monday matinee. Swayman and net. Bees at home against the New Jersey Devils. Scoreless first for the Bruins, but not so much in the second. Less than a minute in, Brad Marchand over to Charlie Coyle, fires the backhand shot, and he scores, make it 1-0 Bees. Later on, the Bruins on a man advantage. Charlie McAvoy gets it here, sends it over to David Pasternak, who blasts a one-timer, gets that one to go. Bees go up 2-0 and quickly. Same score in the third. Final push from New Jersey. They pull the goalie, and Trent Frederick gets the turnover. He is going to win the foot race and scores on the empty net. Swayman posts a shutout, and the Bruins win 3-0 is the final. All right, and speaking of Jeremy Swayman, over the weekend, some big news for the former Black Bears goalie. The 4-year Bruins tender has been voted to the 2024 NHL All-Star Game. He was one of 12 players selected through fan voting, so Bruins fans, Maine fans, all going out to vote for Sway. In his 23 starts this year, he's got 13 wins with a 2.38 goals allowed average, and he's saving over 92% of his shots faced. This is his first All-Star selection, and after Monday's big win, Swayman shouting out his goalie coach and his teammate Linus Ullmark when asked how he's improved since last season.
You know, I've gotten to talk with goalie Bob a ton, and obviously Linus and I have talked a ton about, you know, when to take whistles or how to play pucks, making our defensive job easier. And I think it's been really awesome to see the experience kind of show for itself, and I know that I feel more confident and letting the puck come to me and stuff. So.
All right, looking forward to that game in February. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
There are some things that work better together. Like your workplace benefits and retirement savings.
Presentation looks great.
Thanks. Voya provides tools that help you make the right investment and benefit choices so you can reach today's financial goals. That one. And look forward to a more confident future.
That is one dynamic duo. Voya. Well planned, well invested, well protected.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate. 974-7815.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects, science.
Name something that can make the earth move.
Heavy rain.
Hold on, it's raining.
Health class.
Something you drop in the toilet and still use it afterwards.
Toothbrush.
Nah, I'm not sticking that in my mouth. We're not doing teeth brushing today.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
It was one of Hollywood's biggest nights of the year. Not the Golden Globes, not the Critics' Choice Awards. These were actually the 2023 Primetime Emmy Awards, delayed because of the writers and actors strikes. But in a 3-hour ceremony, jam-packed with stars and memorable moments, it was well worth the wait. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley with more.
Blackish star Anthony Anderson opened the Primetime Emmy Awards with a medley of classic TV theme songs.
You take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life, the facts of life.
And a warning to winners that his mother, Doris Bowman, would be the official timekeeper. But even he went too long.
Shut up! That's enough! Mama, I want to go to the after party. Hurry up. Okay, mama.
The show also brought out living legends, including Carol Burnett.
It truly warms my heart to see how well men are doing in comedy now.
Dame Joan Collins, Rob Reiner, and Sally Struthers, and the star of The Jeffersons, Marla Gibbs.
Black don't crack, baby, and it's never too late.
There was also a Cheers reunion and even a special edition of SNL's Weekend Update.
Good evening. I'm Amy Poehler. I'm Tina Fey, and we've reached the stage in life where we'll only present awards sitting down.
Right out of the gate, Jennifer Coolidge, winning Best Supporting Actress in a Drama, ran afoul of the official timekeeper.
I love you, baby, but time.
Okay, guess what? Guess what? One more thing. I love you too. I just want to say one thing.
Okay,
one last thing.
I had a little dream in my little town, and everyone said it was impractical and that it was far-fetched, but it did happen after all, so don't give up on your dream.
Abbott Elementary's Quentin Brunza winning Best Actress in a Comedy. And Succession going in with 27 nominations, taking home 6 awards, including stars Kieran Culkin and Sarah Snook, and Best Drama Series. But The Bear was the big Emmy winner with 10, including lead actor Jeremy Allen White, and Best Comedy Series, Sealed with a Kiss.
Restaurants as a whole, hospitality as a whole.
The night also produced a brand new EGOT, Elton John, with his win for Outstanding Live Variety Special, his concert at Dodger Stadium.
We didn't know that it was going to win him an EGOT.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Looks like a fun night. All right, one more check of the forecast before we go for the day. Looks like we can expect stormy weather throughout the day. The snow will pick up later on as we move through the day. We could get up to a half a foot of snow here in the Bangor area. If we could take a look at that graphic, that would be lovely. I can tell you that the winter weather will continue through the night. We can expect a mix of snow and freezing rain, and the lows will drop down to the mid-teens. And tomorrow, it looks like things will be a sunny day. All right, let's just turn things over to Devin Biggs for a full look at the forecast.
All right, let's get into things here. A winter storm warning along with a winter weather advisory are both posted until about 1 a.m. As we head towards Wednesday, we also have a small crowd advisory along the coastal because of active surf that will be common moving forward. Here's the wave heights right now overall at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys, so we're not bad just yet, but the system will be moving in later on today and especially into tonight, and that will be giving us the opportunity for a little bit more active surf moving forward. Now, let's take a look at the clouds right now, tracking in from the southwest and going toward the north and east. Some weak waves of moisture moving in, but we're going to be watching for even more moving in as we move forward later on today and the parts of tonight as well. But let's zoom things out right now and give you the bigger picture, though. Here's the low pressure center right about in here, tracking from the southwest and going toward the north and east, hitting parts of Washington, New York, even Boston as well. We'll have our return for a little bit of moisture moving in later on this afternoon, mainly as snow, but a little bit of a wintry mix could occur as well. Futurecast, alrighty, so later this afternoon at around 1 to 2 o'clock or so, we'll be watching for the snow moving in from southwest to north and east. Further off towards the west, we'll be moving in just a little bit earlier. It will last mainly through the afternoon period. There's a switch over to a little bit of a wintry mix for a short amount of time. Mainly rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow could occur in the down east parts of the state. Most of us will stay as snow through parts of later this evening. But notice, so after midnight, this gets out of here pretty quickly and the clouds are gone. As we head towards Wednesday morning, we'll see a lot of sunshine throughout the day on Wednesday and some more clouds on the way as we head towards Wednesday night and the parts of early Thursday morning as well. So this system will be a fast mover. As for snow accumulations, here we go, roughly at around 3 to 6 inches of snow near the Bangor area before we're all finished up. Further off towards the north, though, even more, maybe a range of 6 to maybe up to 12 inches in some areas further off towards the north before we're all finished up. And lesser totals, maybe 2 to 4 inches in a few areas before we're all finished up there. Otherwise, though, some gusty winds to watch out for. Not so much today, but later on tonight, they'll be watching for gusty winds increasing to around 15 to even 25 miles per hour at times, maybe a few gusts tomorrow, even reaching close to 30 miles per hour at times. So overall for today, widespread snow, 3 to 6 inches could occur, highs in the low 30s, and northeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 15 degrees, snow, freezing rain, and sleet early. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour, and a few spots, normal rain could occur as well for a short time. Middle 20s, mostly sunny and breezy out there for tomorrow, and that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast. So partly cloudy for the day on Thursday with highs in the lower 20s. By Friday, we're partly cloudy again, highs in the upper teens, and the upper teens again Saturday with a mostly cloudy sky.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Oh, you can't run away from me forever.
Just a heads up, this is my good side.
Yeah.
Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga.
Ah! Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Time we have for today. We thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here.